All right, welcome to KneeHab Academy's Mindset Monday call. After having 3 ACL surgeries and 5 total major surgeries, all in a span of 4 years, one of the biggest battles that I faced was the mental battle. And so that's why at the KneeHab Academy, we do a Mindset Monday call every single Monday. When you're going through an injury, it is a lonely, lonely world. You feel like nobody understands, nobody gets it, and it's very, very true. And so that's why in this video, I want to give you a little sneak peek of one of our KneeHab Academy's Mindset Monday calls.
And so think about life as a video game. The whole idea of the video game is to do what? Is to move up another level.
It's not like work hard so that X, because as soon as you have a so that, then the X is the thing. But if the goal is to work as hard as you possibly can, then the only real output we have is who we become along the way.
I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today. I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today. That this little exercise changed his whole attitude.
Erica, how are you feeling? Feeling good?
Yeah, really good.
How's the knee?
It's great. Definitely getting stronger day by day.
Oh,
Finally able, like the jumping plyometrics and stuff are coming along. So it's nice to actually be able to jump. As opposed to like when I started this process, I could barely even walk backwards, so
100%. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And we're still
That's awesome,
scratching the
Erica.
surface too. We're just scratching the surface.
exactly. I know there's much more to come. So
100%. How's Coach Luca doing?
really good. He's been on it. He's been great.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's
Yeah.
he's so smart. He's probably the smartest coach we have. Sorry, Luke. I know you have Martin. But Martin's super smart.
Nah, it's fine, bro. It's fine.
We got some really, really smart coaches. It's super exciting. But yeah. Well, let's dive into this. Let me share my screen. I got a few people. Erica, you might have seen a few of these. We got a few today that are really good. We got one that's a lot longer. We'll save that for the end. But last week's meeting was great. The last week's meeting, the whole Napoleon Hill, that was awesome. I know, Erica, you had to leave in the middle of it. You actually left. It was perfect timing. We stopped watching it like as soon as you left. It was like our cue to stop.
Okay, good.
But it was really good. I love that. I actually ended up listening to the rest of that too. Right after, because he's got some good stuff in that. A lot of powerful things. But this is a little quick, short one that I love listening to.
Hard work is the goal. And so it's not like work hard so that X, because as soon as you have a so that, then the X is the thing. But if the goal is to work as hard as you possibly can, then the only real output we have is who we become along the way.
So yeah, let's watch it again. That's really good.
Hard work is the goal. And so it's not like work hard so that X, because as soon as you have a so that, then the X is the thing. But if the goal is to work as hard as you possibly can, then the only real output we have is who we become along the way.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So first of all, Alex Hormozi does such a great job of putting everything in life into just a formula and an input and an output. And I know, Luke, we talked about this last week, but if we can kind of change our mindset, okay, we have goals. We're, imagining our goals and we want to achieve them. We're chasing our goals, right? But ultimately, the daily goal that we have is work as hard as possible. And the ultimate goal we have is to give everything we can, or give everything we got. Mm-hmm. Give 110% every day. So where you lay your head, on the pillow at nighttime, and you're like, did I win today? Did I work hard? So then success becomes hard work. And if that's success to you, then it's like, man, there's no way you can lose. And the only real output is who you become in that process, right? And that's what's really cool about that. It's like, how can we make winning working as hard as possible, and not even the result? Because that's when results is when your winning is giving everything you got, working as hard as possible. Because if you do give everything you got, you will ultimately win. And will achieve those results long term wise. But I think that's really cool. It's a different way of looking at things too.
Yeah, it is, because people are always super focused on the results and stuff, not about the little wins or the medium wins when you win every day after you do your workout, for example.
100%. Yeah, 100%. And it's natural to do that. And we want to have goals. We want to, I love the line that we talk about, if you can vividly imagine it, wholeheartedly believe it, enthusiastically act upon it, it'll inevitably come to be. And I believe in that. I believe in manifesting your goals and your future, but at the same time, I believe that the ultimate goal for every single day is do everything you can, work as hard as possible, and that's the whole and enthusiastically acted upon it aspect of it is giving everything you got. We talked about with Nick Saban last week with the element of choice, the illusion of choice.
Yeah. You don't have one.
Exactly. If you want to be great. Yeah, he's so good. I don't know, Erica, have you seen that? Have we talked about?
No, I don't think so. Not that one.
Yeah. He's amazing, Alex Hormozi. He just puts life into like a formula. He was talking about how he was like when he was single, and he's like you just got to think about, for the dating apps, I knew the number of swipes I could get in, then it would be equivalent to number of dates, and the number of dates I knew for 10 good dates, I would have one girlfriend. So then my mindset was just get as much swipes in as possible. So at lunch, I'm just getting as much swipes in. I'm like, that's crazy that his mindset is just all a math formula, which is it's pretty funny. But all right, so let's go to the next video. So we have, this is a really good one. This is one that you've watched, Erica. This is the Brian Tracy one. I like this a lot.
Always expect the best. And here's a little exercise which I learned from one of my graduates. He found that by starting off every day with this simple little exercise and saying to himself, I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today. I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today. I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today. That this little exercise changed his whole attitude, that he went through the whole day with the attitude of somebody with a confident self-expectancy, that everything that happened during the course of the day, he thought, maybe this is something wonderful that's going to happen to me. And you know that if you will do this, if you will say before you go to sleep, I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me tomorrow, you'll just be surprised that your parking spaces will open up and friends will call and you'll get checks in the mail. Just your life will be a series of really positive, happy experiences.
Luke, what do you think about that?
Yeah, actually, it's like kind of, how can I say it? Like manipulating yourself to be like more comfortable about the day, but also like, I don't know, just get a better mindset, Not always don't always see like the negative. So just like focus on the positive.
100%. Yeah. And it's like the activity we did last week where like you can always, you can find what you're looking for. Right. And he's talking about, I believe something wonderful is going to happen. I believe something wonderful is going to happen. He's thinking about there's going to be some wonderful things. So he finds it throughout the day. He just keeps finding these wonderful things. It's like, and we can do this right now if you want. Luke knows how to do this now. We did this last week. Basically, we're gonna do a little task right now. So, Erica, I don't know if you've done this before, but if you look around the room right now, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to look around the room, and I want you to tell me all the. I want you to look for all the blue things that you can find. Just how many, and tell me the number of blue things you can find. Okay. I got. All right, you guys got it?
Yeah.
Okay, Erica, how many blue things did you see?
11.
So 11 blue things? Okay, well, right now, just on the top of your head, how many red things did you see?
1.
Okay, so now what I want you to do is look around the room again and look for all the red things. Okay, how many did you find?
3.
Okay, well, that's still a little more.
More than 1.
But at the end of the day, it's all about what you're looking for. When you're looking for something, you will find it. When you're looking for something and I ask you about the red, you weren't looking for that, so you're not going to find it. You're not going to have any. But when you're looking for it, you can find it. And what's even cooler than that too is I'm sure with the blues and the reds that you saw, when you're looking for the blues, I'm sure that there were like out of the 11 blues, maybe like 3 of them weren't actually blue. Maybe it was like a little bit of purple, right? Maybe a light blue. It wasn't fully blue, but you train your brain to like turn into blue. Oh, I'll count that. Even things that aren't perfect, you make them perfect. It's all about what you're looking for. Tony Robbins talks about this. It's like a Tony Robbins activity, but that's the same thing as like, if you're looking for great things, you will find it. So it's the same thing with this whole injury recovery process, so expect the best, right? Look for the best, right? I believe that I'm getting, I'm progressing faster than anybody, right? I believe that my knee pain is diminishing. I believe that I'm getting stronger. I'm going to have an incredible recovery. I'm going to be able to come back to playing, football, right? Be able to come back and play soccer at 100%, play volleyball, right? And just keep thinking that way, because then it'll start becoming a reality because you will find what you're looking for at the end of the day, which is super cool. It's super cool. But yeah, does that make sense, Henry? Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing. Is this your first Mindset Monday?
It is.
Amazing. Yeah. I love these calls. These are great. It's just good to kind of, go over a lot of this stuff and just keep doing this, right? Because it helps me a ton. Right. But then I have a really good one right here. This one's a little bit longer. I'm going to fast forward to a few spots. This is really great.
This is probably going to be a very emotional video for you to watch. Let me explain to you why that is. Listen, anytime you and I go to two different places in our lives, you have a lot of people that have lived with you. Mom, dad, brother, sister, friends, wife, boy, all this stuff you've had. But there's only one person that's lived with you every second of your life, and that's you, right? We get emotional thinking about our kids, our mom, dad, but there's a whole different emotional aspect when you go back and you think about the 6-year-old version of you and what you were thinking about. Remember, you know how you take a picture and you look at the picture when you were 6 and it has a fear in their eyes and you're afraid. You're like, man, what were you thinking about? What was this kid thinking about? I have a picture of myself. I look at it, it's turmoil, Iran. I'm like, kid, what are you thinking about? And I get emotional. And on the flip side of it, you go and think about the 40-year-old version of you, 60, 70, that gets you emotional. Because what is life going to be like? Am I going to reach my full potential? That is a scary thought, by the way. You know why? Because no one else matters in this world when it comes down to that. It's only you versus you. Nobody does. Not your competitors, nothing. And so think about life as a video game. You ever played a video game before? Say Mario. Say you play an RPG role-playing game. The whole idea of the video game is to do what? Is to move up another level. And as the levels go higher, the game gets tougher, but you also become tougher, right? As you're leveling up. Can you imagine playing a video game with 20 levels and never getting past level 5? Can you imagine that? You know what's crazy? Most people play life like that. They never get past level 5. So I told you it could be emotional here today. My goal today with this video, I only have 20 minutes with you. I wish I had a whole day with you, 2 days with you. My idea with this video today is to get you to start thinking about what your potential is. What is your true capacity? Why not someone like you wake up today and say, you know what? It's about time I go seek my capacity rather than just living a regular life. Mom told me I can be anything in life. Your mom lied. You can't be anything in life. You can't be LeBron James. You cannot be Usain Bolt. You can't. That has to do with the body. Let me explain what I mean by this in a sports example, and then you can understand it for yourself. Red means somebody who is an underachiever. Say this is you. You stay here, you're an underachiever. Blue means you're an achiever. You did good. You went and achieved at the level that you should have. Green is what you were supposed to do, you did, but you took it to a whole different level. And you became an overachiever where no one expected you to reach, you reached. That's a whole different idea. Let me explain. Again, here we can talk about a guy named Muggsy Bogues. He gets drafted in the NBA. He is 5'3", 135 pounds. Let me say this one more time. He's 5'3", 135 pounds. He plays 14 seasons in the NBA at 5'3", 135 pounds, averaging 8 assists a game. He is an overachiever because no one in the history of the NBA has ever been 5'3". Shortest player ever. That guy goes right up here as an achiever. He's an overachiever. Let's put it over here. Shaq, most people would say, is an overachiever. I don't put Shaq as an overachiever. I put Shaq as an achiever. Why? You're 7'1", okay? You got big hand size, 24 feet, massive, strong, powerful. You can push everybody around. Shaq could have been the greatest basketball player of all time. Not one of the greatest, not top 10 greatest. He could have been the greatest. We've never seen a human being like that before in the history of sports. Comes in 7'1", 320, 340 pounds, and he's got hops and he's fast. He could have been the greatest. Off season, he put on weight. Never practiced his free throws as much as he could have been. What if Shaq practiced his free throw and started shooting 73% instead of 59%? What if Shaq added another footwork. During the time he was playing against Hakeem Olajuwon. What if he went and got a couple other footworks? So what if he did better conditioning during offseason? What if he took care of himself? Maybe Shaq could have been averaging 38 points a game. Maybe Shaq could have been doing 16 rebounds. Maybe Shaq could have been doing 71% free throw shooting. What happened there? See, to me, he's an achiever. But Muggsy Bogues is an overachiever. But even though Muggsy Bogues is an overachiever, he'll never be a Shaq. Because Shaq at achiever is still better than Muggsy Bogues. However, when Muggsy Bogues goes to sleep at night, he needs to know that he's an overachiever in life, and everybody in his industry respects him. That's the part. So now for you watching, it's like, well, Pat, how do I know what my capacity is? What is my potential? You generally know if you're more talented than most people around you. You generally know. Well, you know it. You know it if you are. You generally know if you're just a simple person in your entire life, you've just been a simple person. Maybe your level's going to be not that crazy. You generally know. But regardless where you're at, you have your capacity, okay? And you get to choose what you want to be. So now you may say, Pat, explain to me capacity. What is capacity? Let me explain to you. Capacity is your day. How do you maximize your day? What is your capacity for today? Did you maximize your capacity today? Do you maximize on a daily basis? Or do you wing half the time with your days? Your capacity is your network. Do you really take advantage of your network? Your contacts you have, the people you know. Do you maximize it? Do you have your capacity where you know who to call, favors, give them favors, connect, get these two that would work good together? Do you maximize your network? Your money that you have, or does it just kind of sit there? Do you maximize the tools that you have around you? Social media. This thing is purely a tool. This is nothing more than a tool. Do you maximize this tool? Do you maximize the social media stuff that's out there? Are you using it that you have in your life? It's everybody around you. Everything you have access to. That's capacity. So now let's answer the question. Why don't people reach their capacity? It's very simple. Remember how earlier I told you life is like a video game and you got to go to the next level? This part's going to make a lot of sense to you, and it's going to be difficult for you to embrace this. But let me explain it to you. Here's what it is. Everybody in life, if these are levels, at some level, you're in the top 20%. Let me explain. Everybody is in the top 20% of some level. Here's what I mean. Say you play basketball. You could be the best basketball player if you play against 7th graders and you're a senior, but you're the best basketball player. No one can push you around, but you're not getting better. But you're in the top 1% of basketball players. Amongst 13-year-olds, you're 18. By the way, most people treat their careers that way, just so you know that. Most people are 18-year-olds playing basketball against 13-year-olds. You ever hear a senior in high school that got into a fight with a freshman? What do you call that senior? A bully. Most people treat their careers that way. Most people with higher potential, they're lazy. They don't put a lot of work. Believe me, I mentor a lot of people that I've seen here. Their capacity is here, but they're secretly so lazy. They don't put the work in because they can wing it, and they're still beating this guy. So they think they're doing so well, but they're not. They're just bullying somebody below them. They're not good. They can't compete with somebody at their own level. No way. They'll get smashed by somebody that's really wanting to reach their capacity at their level. So they like to be around guys like this because it validates how good they are. Very interesting place to be. That's a person that never goes to the next level. Because every time you go to the next level, you're in the bottom 80%, and it sucks. Every time. Every single time you go to a new level, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do with this one. You know how you play video game? You get to a new level, you lose. But the level prior to that, I can do this with my eyes closed. Boom. Next level, you lose. Takes you 30 times before you go to the next level. So you don't like that level. You like to go to the level behind you. That's life. Every single time you level up to get to your capacity, you suck at the next level. We hate sucking at any level. You and I, we hate sucking. We had a visit this last week. I was in LA for a poker tournament. We had Kevin Hart that was hosting a charity tournament, and we gave away $25,000 to charity. I had Kevin Hart there. I invited Phil Hellmuth, and I had Michael Francis and 20 other friends. We had some of our executives. I rented this $75 million penthouse, 26,000 square feet, and we had a good time. Everybody showed up. We're playing a game. Afterwards, we go to dinner. I think we went to Fleming's. One of the conversations came up, and one of the guys said, you know, it's crazy in life. You make the money, and then once you make it, you're like, oh, man, I made it. What do I do now? The journey is what's exciting. I said, I disagree. He says, what do you mean you disagree? I said, you only feel you got there if you stop there. If you keep going to the next level, you suck at the next level. You're not doing anything at the next level. So here's what that example is. Here's a human being. They've reached here. They're beating most people. They think.
All right, so that was a longer one, but I love that because it puts life into perspective too. Like how I think one of the biggest motivators in the world is like just overall curiosity and like the feeling of, okay, what is the highest level? What is the full potential? Like, for example, like Luke, what is your ceiling when it comes to this recovery process? How great can you be? What level can you get to? Because you might be at level 5 right now, but like, what level can you get to? And the answer is always, we don't know, but let's find out. Like, what level can you get to? And that's pretty cool and puts things in perspective. It's like, man, if this is a video game and if you were the main character of your own video game, right? What are you doing every day to get to the highest level? Right? You know how you treat a video game that way. Like, oh, I want to make my guy so right. I want to get, I used to do NCAA college football where I'd have my guy, he'd be at college. I'd have him go to the library, increase his smartness. I'd have him, go to the gym, increase his strength, increase his speed, right? Every day he's doing something, watching film. And it's like, imagine if we treat our life that way too, gave everything we got. Because like, then what is the ceiling? And the answer is we don't fully know, but like, why not try to find out?
Yeah, true. Actually, can you maybe send the full video in the chat?
Yeah, isn't that good? Isn't that good?
This guy is fucking awesome, man. He's super motivating because he's super like direct,
Super direct.
I like that.
Kind of pushes you to think about how you think about your life daily, and are you challenging yourself?
Yeah.
Are you uncomfortable or are you comfortable? And a lot of the times we stick to the comfortable, but we don't lean into the uncomfortable. And that's the only way that we're able to grow. So
100%. And that's what's pretty cool about that is like you always can stop. And that I like how he says like the guy was like, oh man, it was the journey. It's like, no, in reality, like there's a whole nother level. There's levels ahead of you. Always. There's always gonna be levels ahead of you. But I love that he is that way. He's a beast. So I listened to him for it was like a full like 3-day event, and he was speaking for a while, and it was all like super direct, just high energy. But yeah, I'll send that to you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat too. It's really, yeah, he's amazing. Patrick by David. But yeah, that's all I got for today. We had some good stuff. Just to recap, the Alex Hormozi, like creating like the goal is hard work, right? I love that. Like, and it kind of relates to this, to it all is correlated too. Given everything you got, in trying to reach your full potential. Giving everything you got. The goal is doing everything you can today, right? Working as hard as possible. Then the whole, I believe something wonderful is gonna happen. I want you guys all to do this week. I want you to, at nighttime say, I believe something wonderful is gonna happen to me tomorrow. And you wake up and say it. Like, just say it like 20 times and see what happens. And truly feel it. Like, say it out loud and truly feel it. And then sure enough, you're gonna you'll find wonderful things. It's crazy. And then just make that a daily practice for the next week. And then when we hop on the call, let me know how it went.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, well, that's all I got today. It was great talking to you guys. Great seeing you. Henry, keep me posted in terms of what's going on. Hopefully this week is good with you. Yeah, keep me updated with that. And yeah, dude, it's one of those that sometimes, it takes a step back or 2 steps back to go 3 steps forward at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And just doing everything we can today and doing all the right things today. But yeah, amazing. Well, I hope you enjoyed Mindset Monday too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I did.
It was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you, man.
Of course. Well, it was great talking to you guys. And yeah, I'll see y'all next week.
Thank you. See ya.
Have a nice week.
Bye.
A nice progress, guys.